Good morning, crafting friends. This is Cheryl Ann with another tutorial for you this morning. This is Wednesday, February 7th. It's a week before my birthday. Yes, my birthday is on Valentine's Day, and no, I don't get double presents. I wanted to talk to you this morning about book size and journal size. You can see here that these are not all the same sizes. There are different sizes. So, you might want to try different sizes and see which one fits your journaling needs the best. My own personal journal is this Western Garden book because it has that nice hardcover, and I loved the size. I've already done a flip through of most of her. I took her to Arizona this past summer when we went for 4 days up in the mountains. And she has 4 signatures, and she's got lots of pockets and envelopes and tuck spots. And like I said, I was able to put, pine needles and all kinds of things in her. She has all different kinds of paper. Just a whole variety here. I haven't got this far. Some Arizona highways. I loved those are my leaves. I loved this size, and I love the fact that I could tuck stuff into the envelopes, and I could use my big envelopes. But she's big. Here's some more leaves I pressed. I'm planning on using these leaves in other journals. Yeah, I just checked. She's 11 inches by 8. And I'll show you the signatures. I mean, there's 4 signatures, and she's so chunky. I could never close her. I just leave her open. I don't even have a closure. This is the one I use, the beautiful bags that they used to carry at Dollar Tree. I don't see them anymore. But they were so colorful, but getting my signatures, my needle through these was an absolute nightmare. But she's done, and I have the second one done too. But that's a huge size. I used to scour thrift shops and the library looking for those, and I only have 2 other ones. They're just, unless you order them used off Amazon, they're really hard to find. So then I went to this next size. This one is 11 by 9 1/4, and this was it was a cookbook. I think it was, you can't even tell now because I've got the front and back are just completely covered. I think it was the Eisenhower Book of Favorite Recipes, Mamie Eisenhower's cookbook. But again, this is an altered book. This book, I kept the pages, and then I just I glued my own paper on top. This one I didn't have a lot of fabric tabs. See, I had the fabric, but I wasn't adding in the fabric as much on the sides. I did it here on the front and back. I made this one October 2017, number 23. I'm up to number 35 now. But this was a good size. I love altered books. They take a lot of work, a lot of time, and a lot of work. Then at our local library, because the books are only 50 cents each, I found this book on Europe, and I go, oh, that's a nice size. She's actually longer. She's 11 and a half by, hold on, I have to check again, by 8. And again, this is an altered book. I went through this altered book phase. Let's see, I had to, I kept some of the pages because they were just so delightful. But I did have to glue 2 or 3 pages together. I was starting to put fabric on her, but I don't have a lot of fabric tabs or lace sticking out. So, I mean, this was a good size, and I love this size because as a writer, there's lots of room to write, which is why my own personal journal is so big. See, I want the space to write. I just put different kinds of things in her. She's in my Etsy store. I put a little lace on the cover. I did this. This is fabric. It's a fabric collage. And then here's a little bit of lace, some fabric, some music. This is not Mod Podged at all. This I used gel medium. But I love this size. And again, I found this book at our local library. This one is 10 by 8, so she's a little shorter. And again, this is fabric, no Mod Podge, so you don't have that sticky feel. And this was a Christmas one I did. She's in my Etsy shop. And she has, I forget how many signatures. I'll have to look. She has 2 signatures. And I just put, on this one, I just put a little lace. You know, once you get these pages sewn in, unless you glue your lace on, you're kind of stuck with what you've done. I really like her. She has a lot of color. She has envelopes. She's got plenty of space for writing. And again, she's in my Etsy store. And again, it's really pretty scrapbook paper. I made this in October. But she's a good size too. I was real comfortable with that 11-inch long, and she's 10 inches long. So they're still pretty big. And then I made a whole bunch of journals that were the envelope ones. You know, the 9 by, what are they, 9 by 6. These are really easy for me to do. They're just one signature. This one isn't in my shop. I just kept this one. I wanted to have one to keep. All my other ones have sold. But this is a good size, and I like the fact that you can have a little pocket in the back, and you can put a pocket in the front. This one I didn't. But this is a good size, and they're easy to do. It's one signature. So then I made my art journal. I actually made 2 at the same time. While one was drying, I was working on the other one. Now this one is a completely different size. This is 8.5, so you can hear the Mod Podge. I forgot already. 5.5. 8.5 by 5.5. You can hear, you can hear the Mod Podge in here, but you have to do that with this because you're gluing, 3 or 4 pages together for the strength. So, but I fell in love with this size. I absolutely love it. And see how chunky? And I took out like 2/3 of this book. Here's another one that's the 8.5 by 5.5 size. This one I put a lot of lace on. She's got 2 signatures. She's in my Etsy store. So I was real comfortable with this size. And then the next one is just a little smaller. This one is 8 by 5.5. You can see I'm not done with it. I still have to sew in my signatures. But again, I like this size. I really love the smaller sizes. Here's another 8 by 5.5 one. Again, our library, we have a really, really extensive used book section, and they actually have somebody who works there, and she goes through she's there 3 days a week, and she's putting books out. So this is that size that I really like, and now I go and I search for these. See, she's not ready yet, and I'm going to put the fabric here in the spine. That gives you some idea. I still need to go back and put some more lace and fabric. But I love this size. I love this kind of cover. I love the spines. I'll put something on the cover, but I don't like to entirely cover up. I like to leave it so you can see what color it originally was. Then I found a couple of these. Now these are 7.5 by 5. This one I've already done. She's in my Etsy store. But this is a good size too. You do have to trim. The only thing about this size is you have to trim your regular sized papers. Because remember, a normal sheet of paper is going to be 8.5 by 11. Well, this book is only 7 inches long, so you're going to have to do some trimming. And unless you have a paper cutter, you know, that's a lot of trimming by hand. This one isn't, she's not ready to go yet. I have to put on fabric but I now love these smaller sizes. I wish I could find more of them, but they're really hard to find, and I go through the Book Nook and I look for them now and grab them. I'm usually down there a couple days a week because these are 50 cents each. This one I wanted to keep the photo on the cover, and then I did the collage on the front and the back. This one again, I love to kind of have the cover peek through, so I'll have to find some fabric that will go with that one. Speaking of fabric, this is what I got in the mail yesterday. I got this shoe holder. I spent the entire afternoon organizing my fabric by color. Ta-da! And it hangs on the back of my door. My husband's, I'm running around the house and he's like, what are you doing? So I just wanted to go through the various sizes with you. You might want to try a couple different sizes, see what works for you. Which one are you most comfortable with? I'm comfortable with all of these now. I really do love the smaller ones, but you know, it's like I said, go on YouTube, watch some videos, find some people you like, start following them, find your own style, and have fun with it. So go out and play, have a great day, and I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.